resources such as copying, printing, etc., because that winds up being a bit of an expense for us at times. Last but not least, I have some photos for you of some of our students in the gardens and some quotes from some of the teachers that we interviewed. Outdoor education is really powerful. It helps students to care for their school. School gardens also provide access to fresh and healthy food. And as you can see, this is actually one of my third graders that I work with, and he's holding a cauliflower that is bigger than the size of his head. Like, that made his day. His family cooked that up that evening. In the photo next to that, we have another student who's actually holding one of our chickens that we have at our garden. These kids see that something they take part in can change their community and make a difference. You gotta bloom where you're planted, and that's Gretchen from Gompers. And we have some more photos of students working on watering the garden and actually doing some science work as well. So I'm going to say that's the end of my presentation, and I'm just going to go ahead and take it back to here so that Graciela, you can pick up the strand here. Thank you for your time. Oh, gosh, you're tall. Do you want me to help you?
How's that? Good. I'm Graciela Rossi, and I'm a so-called retired but very active teacher at Mira Vista School, and one of many tireless volunteers for West County Digs, building the gardens. I just got out of my school garden. I run a program called the Garden Girls, where we're helping girls find their power through looking at themselves, looking at others, and looking at the garden and the environment. And we just pulled out some onions and some garlic and some kale, and they are so excited to make a frittata tomorrow. So if any of you'd like to come, we're having frittata at Mira Vista. But what I want to say is that it's not just happening in my school. In our district, it's happening in 40 schools. And across the state and the country, this is a movement. The school garden movement is growing. It's all over the world. I just spent the weekend at UC Santa Cruz working with the Life Lab people, and it's just really exciting how we are connecting this to academic achievement, and it's the way to go. I mean, you can read a textbook, or you can learn about nitrogen fixing in the garden. It's really a spectacular way to learn. And what I want to say is thank you. I want to thank Dr. Harder, who at his State of the School address, the first time acknowledged our work. I thank you for that. I want to thank Wendell Greer and Elizabeth Carmazzi for finding available money to give us $10,000 for next year. We are so thrilled. I can't tell you how thrilled we are, because that's going to go into a coordinator salary for the district. We're very excited about that. And a lot of this came up because, as I said, we're part of Earth Island Institute, so we've been raising some money. It's hard work, and it takes a long time, but we've raised $10,000 so far from Nutiva and Cliff Bar and a donor or two. And I was in conversation with Dean Witter Foundation, who said, oh, those school gardens, they're not sustainable, and I don't want anything to do with those. And then I talked to him for a while, and pretty soon he said, okay, if the district comes to the table. So then I was able to go back to him and say, we have $10,000 from the district, and probably more in in-kind contributions. So what I'm hoping to get from Dean Witter is $25,000, and what I'm hoping is that that some of the other kinds of support, which in some ways are easier for the district to do, can help us reach that $25,000 goal. So the other people I want to thank are the grounds people, because the grounds people have helped us. Sometimes they leave us mulch. Sometimes they weed eat. Sometimes they take some of our green garbage. And I tell you, that makes such a difference. We are trying to round up volunteers. We're trying to get everyone together, and it makes such a difference when the grounds people work with us to accomplish, promoting the school gardens. But what we need is the school gardens are becoming more and more a part of our instruction, part of the curriculum, and we need to not be seen as separate. It's not a separate program. Oh, those guys are doing that over there. It's happening in the district.